All right, so welcome to the Speakeasy Cafe. Janelle Anderson here, your host. I'm known as the Virtual Events Visionary, and I'm going to talk today. We're going to continue on with our um, theme of the month, which is Market Like a Pro. I just want to see if I can change this background so I don't have all that stuff on it. There we go. So Market Like a Pro, it's really important to get people actually into your events, right? And you want the right people in there. And so what I want to talk about today is before you actually launch your promotion, all the stuff you can do to ramp up to that point, and that will help you so much when you actually do launch. You know how, we see ads all the time about things, and we're inundated on social media or on TV, on our phones, everywhere of things that are coming up or new products and they don't let up, right? So you hear it and you see it from everywhere. And that's because that's what works. And I think as coaches, often we don't promote enough. We think that, well, I posted it on social media. I posted it on my Facebook page and I posted it in LinkedIn and Instagram. And so I should be good. And then you wonder why nobody's signing up. And then you might post again and still nobody signs up. Or maybe you send out an email or two and nobody signs up. That's because in our world, we're easily distracted. There's so many things distracting people's attention. So you've got to think like a marketer on TV, an advertiser, and think how many ways and how often, how many times, how many ways can I put this in front of people? And you almost have to be relentless, especially as you're ramping up to when your event is starting. So today, what I'm going to talk about is the creating a buzz piece of this that you can do like, 7 to 10 days out from when you're actually going to launch. And by launch, I mean actually formally start promoting with emails and posts like the full event. You can do a lot of things beforehand to just grab people's attention and start building that anticipation. So, you've planned your event, you've created your promo, your landing page is live, but you post once or twice and then you just wait for people to magically register. But that's not enough. So you want to build a buzz if you want to fill your virtual room, especially virtual events. You've got to build that buzz because people are going to events all the time. So how do you stand out and how do you get your event in front of more and more people? So we want to find ways that you can make your audience lean in and like look forward and get excited about your event and tell their friends about it. So we're going to talk about creating that warm-up phase that helps you get visible, helps you spark curiosity, and of course, generate excitement. So then when you say, okay, registration's open, people are like ready, they're already paying attention. This is one part of virtual events that a lot of people don't do. And the ones that do, they see much bigger rate of registrations and show ups. So you don't need a big list or fancy tech to do it, just some intention and some strategy. All right, so pre-event buzz strategies. I'm going to talk about 3 simple buzz building strategies you can start using before you launch. The first one is the visibility runway. And this would be about 7 to 10 days out from your official promotional, like when the registration goes live, 7 to 10 days out. So, and I tell people this all the time, you need to have like a promotional calendar and you have your event on the calendar and then you start counting back when your promotion actually starts when you open up the registration, which should not be any earlier than 10 days, 2 weeks tops. People don't sign up for things usually until the last minute. So if you start putting it out there to get registrations or signups too early, people sign up, but then they completely forget. And it's like a month has gone by and they're like, oh, totally forgot about your event. Or people will see it and not think about it again. And they're not excited because it's so far away. So the 10-day period is usually the standard 10 days, no further out than 2 weeks. So that means 7 to 10 days from that point earlier, you could start showing up consistently. and consistently, like people, you want people to see you and hear from you and begin to be excited about something's coming, something's coming. So things that you can do are you can do posts on social media, little videos or reels or shorts or just posts that say, I've been cooking up something just for coaches who struggle with blah, 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 or whoever your audience is. I've been working on something special for who struggle with or who want to learn more about. And don't say what it is. And that will build some curiosity and awareness. And just some little hints. Something's coming. I'm so excited. And then another thing you could do is behind the scenes looks at what you're working on, like a little video of you just working on your computer and getting excited. And you could post that and say, "Ooh, I'm working on something exciting." Um, you could, make some hints like, "I've got a free training coming. Uh, an event is going to be happening. My workshop's coming up. I'll tell you more later, but get ready." And you can even say like mark your calendar, but not like tell a lot of details. So it's just that, creating that buzz, that little bit of that visibility runway. You start to be visible. This event starts popping up in people's feeds, in their email. Like sometimes I have a newsletter I send out once a week on Monday, and I'll put little blurbs of what I have coming, but I'm not fully um, promoting it yet. And then the second one is teaser content that speaks to the problem. So you could talk a little bit about the problem that your event solves without naming the event yet. For example, for me, I might say something like, "Have you ever hosted a workshop and only 3 people showed up? That used to be me." And just kind of leave it hanging there, right? Or you've got something powerful to share, but no one's registering. Let's change that. And then maybe I'd create 2 or 3 teaser posts or short videos that kind of stir up the pain or tap into the desire and hint at a solution coming soon. So I might say, I've got an answer for you coming soon. I'm going to help you with that. Mark your calendars here. It's coming soon. Watch for more, things like that. And then people get curious and they're like, I wonder what that's all about. And you grab their attention because you're talking about the problem. And then the third thing you can do is a countdown or a mini campaign launch a few days before the official launch. Start dropping hints like something big is coming next week. Mark your calendars. This is for you. Starting next week. Doors will open on Tuesday. I'll show you how to turn your next virtual event into a client magnet, I might say, or I'll show you how to drop those extra 20 pounds this summer, or whatever the problem is that you solve, right? So kind of think of it as as you would if you were launching a movie premiere. They do those trailers beforehand and they build that anticipation. Anything that you can think of that really like gives people drops in people's minds that something really great's coming and it's going to solve this problem. And so they're going to kind of start watching for it. And that's what you want. You want people watching and looking for it so that when you say, "Okay, you can register now," they've been anticipating and looking forward to it and they'll jump in. So if you want to learn exactly how to create and structure and promote and profit from your next virtual event, I want to invite you all to come to mine, which is July 16th through the 18th. It's called Virtual Events Bootcamp, and it's 3 days of live, online, hands-on training where I'll walk you through this entire process step by step, including this little piece I'm giving you today. But everything from how you show up as you, authentically and real, how you know what your impact that you want to make in the world, who it is you want in the room, who it is you want to serve, and in what way, and the impact that you want to make in your event on people's lives, the impact you want to make in their lives in your business. And then we start crafting your offer. And then we start putting together the content of your event. We talk about how events can be the core central part of your marketing strategies in your business. And then we talk about stories and the stories you should tell and how to facilitate the room and how to handle the tech and the team and how to promote it, all the stuff, right? So it's 3 days. It's a lot of fun. We have breakout rooms. We have times where you go and create. So this is an implementation type of event. So you're actually creating your event. You don't just learn about it and then have to go do it later. You do it with me. And you can ask questions and we do some hot seat coaching and there's prize wheels and a lot of fun. So I'm going to drop the link here in the chat. I don't think I gave it to Carol to drop for me. But I'm going to drop it here in a few minutes. And actually, because you guys are here today, I've been doing this a little bit. I'm going to give you guys a special $1 ticket to attend. It's the general admission ticket, which is usually $47. There is an upgrade to VIP for $97 after that, but you can come for $1 and attend and enjoy everything that I just said. So I don't give that out very often, but I've been offering it here and there, and I thought today would be a good day to give it to you guys. So I will drop that in just a minute. But I want to give you an action step of what you can do this week from this little bit about building a buzz. So take one simple step this week to build some buzz if you have something coming up. Post one teaser video or story that speaks to the problem your audience faces and then hint, hey, I have a solution. I have an answer for you. It's coming up soon. Look for it. Like try that and see what happens. Don't reveal the whole event. Just get the conversation started. And whatever it is that you post out there, I would love it if you drop it in my group here in Alignable. It's Coaches Who Speak. And Facebook, it's Coaches Who Speak. Either one of those groups. Drop it in there what you decided to post so I can see it and give you some feedback and just to support you. So just remember, I'll leave you with a final thought here. You don't need a massive list or a big budget to get people excited about your event. What you need is just to be intentional about it. A little strategy goes a long ways, and just think visibility. Show up, spark curiosity, build some buzz. And then when you finally do open your registration, your people will already be listening and looking forward to it. So I am, that is all the content I have for you today. I'm going to go look for my link for you all, but I'd love to open it up if anybody has a question, a comment, anything that I can answer. And I would love to know what kind of events you guys have that you're planning. So anybody just unmute and share away. I'm going to drop the link right here for the $1 ticket. There you go.
Hi, Janelle. This is Nancy Buck. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I am planning an event around the Wheel of Life.
Ah,
Kind of for women. How do we find balance again? And it just kind of popped into my brain the other day that I wanted to do that because I'm really all about supporting women. And I know that we are just so overwhelmed sometimes with everything that's going on in our heads and on our to-do list. So I'm really excited about it. I'm just at the very beginning stages. I came here today because I really am so tired of creating an event, getting all excited about it, and then not having anybody arrive, nobody joins. So I was thinking that I would make it an hour free with add on if they wanted to join, for more additional coaching on a specific area. I'm thinking both break it into each quadrant and have a session on that people can come and pay maybe a certain amount for, or they could come for an entire workshop that would cover every part of the Wheel of Life that we would just create some energy around what people want to do to change up their lives.
okay. What does it lead to?
For me, it leads to life coaching clients.
Yes, so the offer would be coaching with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But the bigger for me, it's not about just coaching with me, but it's, can I have an impact on people and help them restore their energy?
Sure. And, I used to do workshops on every kind of topic I could think of just to give people some value. And I wasn't really thinking about the strategy behind how that helps me to consistently build my business. And people would come and enjoy it and get a lot out of it, but I wasn't then they would leave and I wasn't building my business. So the way I teach it is, think about your workshop as being like the first step in your client journey with you, and it needs to lead somewhere intentional, and then that needs to lead somewhere. So if you do several different workshops on the wheel, I think that you're going to end up diluting your message. To
Mhm.
me, it would be a lot more powerful to have a workshop introducing the wheel of life and maybe pick out one or two sections and work with them on it and then say, hey, if this was helpful and transformational for you, imagine what we could do together working on all these areas of your life. And so I want to invite you to have a discovery session with me where we could talk about how I might be able to help you. And then that's your offer. And that way you leave them curious. They've gotten a lot of value maybe about diving into one or two areas and really you don't want to try to dive into all of them in one workshop. That's like feeding them the whole buffet. You just want to give appetizer. You don't want them going away so stuffed and full that they can't even think. They have to go digest what you gave them, and you got to leave them like wanting more and just kind of an introduction into what is that possible, what are the possibilities for them if they were to work with you. So your whole workshop should lead to that. And then that could be something you do regularly if you really can hone that workshop in, and create, you could, I hold mine every month and it always leads to the next step with me. It's pretty much the same. I change it a little bit, but it's always leading them to either coming to my either a discovery call with me or my event, my 3-day event, or my course, whatever's coming up next.
Have you experienced that by doing it consistently, your the momentum of your business is picking up? Like, is it word of mouth that comes after the fact from people who have been to one of your events, or is it pretty much like same old, few people come, maybe I get a client, few people come, maybe I get a client?
It kind of varies. I mean, there are times where I have a lot of people in there and times I don't. It depends on how I've promoted it since it is every month, got to keep promoting. So my biggest strategy or my most successful strategy is using promotional partners. So I have a lot of promotional partners. And so different promotional partners are promoting each month, right? So it's not the same. And so that's put
Right.
me in front of more and more people's audiences, and I'm drawing in new people into my
Great
workshop.
idea. That's an awesome idea.
Yeah, and I'll teach a lot about that at the 3-day event.
Okay.
That's one of my favorites. So you're
Thank you.
expanding your reach. You're also adding people to your email list from other people's, and then you can promote them as well. Um, and it kind of varies. Sometimes, I mean, what I've been doing lately is offering a strategy call, but I don't just offer a strategy call. I offer a whole experience. Like they get to take an assessment and then they watch a training video on how events can fuel their business, like a business model, how
Mhm.
I teach coaching businesses to build a business. And then when they come to the strategy call, they've kind of gotten to know a lot about me, and they're coming in there not cold, more warm and more highly qualified. And so then it's easier to then convert them to a client. And then when I'm getting ready to do my 3-day event, I do a lot of $1. I'll do a $1 ticket or a special VIP ticket or something like that to people that are showing up for my workshops, because they're there, and so let's go deeper together. And so then in the 3-day, then I'm offering something bigger, right? So, you know,
Janelle, do you have people who kind of do your website for you and post all that, upload that kind of stuff, content for you, or are you pretty much doing it yourself?
um, I have done it myself for a very long time, but I do have two VAs now helping me. So Carol is one of them. And they do a lot for me, behind the scenes to help come to my events and help me run them. One of them uploads my videos. Carol works closely with my JV partners. So it is helpful. But for years, I did it all by myself, and I do my own website. I remember when I first started with the website, I didn't know anything about websites. And I thought, well, it really stopped me for a long time of doing anything because I thought I needed a website and I needed it to be fancy and professional, but you really don't. Websites are not the main thing anymore.
Where are you capturing email addresses at then?
on my CRM, which is I use Go High Level, but it's has you have a landing page, but that is like a website, but it's not your website.
Got it.
It's a web page, and all they see is that. They don't see a bunch of other things, right? So then they register, and that puts them onto your email list.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for the question. It's a great question. And Eileen, did she leave? Eileen, do you have a question?
Yes, hi. I think you may have answered this already. I have an event that, like you, I try to run it every month. And so I was just wondering how you adjust your three strategies that you shared today about creating a buzz for an event that is kind of like a
Every
monthly
month.
thing. So you're not beating a dead horse. At least that's how I
Right.
feel. And
Yeah.
maybe I just need to take a different perspective.
Yeah, you have to handle that a little bit differently because it is a monthly thing. And again, my biggest strategy is using JV partners. I don't always promote it to my own list every time
Okay.
because then they're going to get sick of hearing it,
Yeah.
you know. But then my newer people that have just joined my list that have never been or haven't heard of it, then I can segment my list and just promote it to the newer people. Um, and then I'll still usually, post it out there on social media. Um, and then, a few times, like I don't do a big ramp up for a monthly workshop, but I might come back and say, if you missed it last time, come this time. I'm gonna be focused on a different area or, something to make it new and fresh. Like last month, I did something a little, I focused on a different, in my workshop, I talk about my workshop, my virtual event formula, the 8 Ps of a profitable virtual event. And I usually will share the whole thing, but then I'll talk about one or two pieces. And last month I zeroed in on the promotional piece, which I did it a lot more in depth than I usually do. And so I promoted it that way. I said, this time we're going to really focus on this. So it kind of, freshens it up, makes it a little new, and people that have been hearing about it might think, oh, well, I'd like to see that.
Okay.
Um, you can also do different kinds of little reels and stories and little posts that are different from the last time to create a fresh buzz about it. Like the whole idea of talking about a problem and saying you're going to have a solution for it, or the behind the scenes. Hey, I'm getting ready for, my next event. I can't wait. Oh, I have a new idea I'm going to share. Can't wait. So, just trying to make it fresh, but I wouldn't promote it to the same audience over and over again.
It sounds like you kind of take that mentality when it comes to like the actual post of Facebook or like people that aren't really in like your list.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
think that's the way.
I do let my Facebook group know, not every month, but every now and then I'll let them know that workshop's coming up again. But then I haven't promoted it out much on Instagram lately or even LinkedIn, so I could do that next time because I haven't done it there for a while, or my normal Facebook page. So kind of I guess I rotate.
Okay, yeah.
I
You
rotate
pull
that.
your different levers at different times and
Yeah. And
okay.
change the copy and change the look of the graphics and change the even the sign up page, the copy, I refresh that regularly so it's not always the same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Keep things new and fresh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's helpful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for asking. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for coming. I hope I will see you at Virtual Events Bootcamp here in just a little while. It's a couple weeks. I'm going on vacation this week, and so next Monday we won't have the Speakeasy Cafe because I'll be coming back from a family reunion. And then the next week will be Virtual Events Bootcamp. That Monday, we will have the Speakeasy Cafe, which would be the 14th, I think so, but not the 7th. Thank you. I will enjoy. We always have fun. Yes, it is amazing, Suzanne. I just pack it in there, don't I? Awesome. Well, have a good day, everybody. Stay cool if you're in the heat wave. Bye bye.